And we're gonna try to do this. Don't know how successful we'll be in getting this butterfly figured out today, but you know, we're just using the reference as a guidance, not necessarily the rule of law, so we will see what happens there. We will see. I'm gonna need a little bit of black. Not a whole lot, just a little. We're gonna need our royal fuchsia. Excuse me. And we're gonna need some white. I have got to clean this desk. It is a mess. White. Still have a little bit of white that's wet on there from last night, but that's okay. We'll just get some fresh. Okay, so we have a quick update before we get started. On my Flamingo wooden cutouts, the eyes kind of got a little fucked up, but you know, that's okay. We've got, oh, I've got my reference photo covering. I can't see where I am. These are my little flamingo ornaments. So sparkly. Yes, I had black glitter in this multicolor set that we had picked up ages ago that we never used, and I'm like, oh, I'll use it. I have found a use for it. So there's a total of 4 of these that I worked on last night. These aren't actually attached to one another. They just want to try to be. So yeah, we've got 4 of those guys. We have to put strings on and get them on the tree, as I now have glitter everywhere. It's like I killed a unicorn. It's all in my board. Not happy. So it's all on my rug. It's fucking everywhere. Alright. So I need a liner. I'm probably gonna end up using this one. Probably. Okay. Let's get a little cuppy of water. Yeah, we're gonna save that for the other one. Let's use this one. I tend not to use the little measuring cups that come with medicine, so I will save them and use them for little tiny cups of water. So that's what this is. And I don't throw them away. Oh no, the pink's encroaching on the white. That's no good. Okay, I need to turn. I have music in my ears. You guys should not be hearing it. I hope not, because we'll be DMCA'd out the ass. But since I don't want to have that happen, you all are more than welcome to fire up what any music you love and play that for yourself, and you can just pretend that I am playing your favorite stuff through the power of imagination. Alright, so I'm gonna pop my reference photo back up here. I have a bigger version up than you guys can see. I am zoomed in pretty close because I wasn't sure how far it was going to be seen. You know what? I don't think I like that. I think we're going to do our own butterfly at this point. We're still going to, you know, use it for like color placement and stuff as a reference. But I think, get me my brush. I think we're going to kind of do our own thing with color placement here. So it is Art Sunday. And technically we're not on a piece of canvas today, but anything can really be your canvas if you try hard enough. Like, I don't know why I try to follow reference photos so close, because I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a realistic life painter. It might start out okay, and then, you know, the wheels just come right off of that wagon. Okay. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you all had a good weekend. Christmas is quickly approaching. I hope everybody's just about ready. I'm sure there's still those last few minute people out there. I personally I can't let things go until the last minute, because that's when things go wrong for me, and then I'm constantly stressing over them, so I am one of those perpetual worrying people. Just the way it goes. Let me put that in my trash box. Okay. So I am going to grab our pink here again. And I've decided, since we're not gonna worry about this being 100% matching our reference, I'm just gonna darken this up a little bit. Oop. Let's not knock over our little cup of water there. That wouldn't be good. Alright, let me get a little bit more of this. And I'm just gonna give this a little touch of color here on the bottom. I mean, it's probably a little bit more white than pink, but we're kind of gonna make this a little bit of our own with suggestion from the reference photo at this point. So I guess if we're gonna, let's just outline the whole thing then. Might as well. Probably gonna look funny if we don't include our upper wing sections here. All right. We're pretty much ready for Christmas. There's a couple things that we have to do later in the week, but those are later in the week things. Oh, my shaky ass hands trying to do line work. I cannot do it as well as I used to. I can just see my hands like wobbling all over. Don't be afraid to turn your stuff. Like, I've always seen people try to maneuver themselves to get a certain section painted when they could have just turned the piece and made their life so much easier. Turn the piece. No one said you weren't allowed. It's art. Do it your way. You're supposed to be having fun and not... That's a vibrating vehicle. You're supposed to be having fun. Not, making yourself hate what you, enjoyed. That's just silly. Oh, sorry, microphone. I mean, if it's a commission, that might be a little bit different. Maybe not take another one of those types of commissions next time. I don't know. Alright, let's clean up that for the moment. Okay. So I'm gonna come back into our black here. Just kind of get the bottom edge of our flower center put in here. I don't want too much paint on this because, you know, bad things will happen. Get off of there. Come on, there you go. Like, we don't want to completely eradicate that line that we just put in. That would be silly. Okay. Alright. Haven't figured out what our grout line colors are going to be yet. Just not sure. I mean, normally I'd probably go white or black, but we have both those colors in here, so we could go like with a sand, or we could go gray. Like a light gray. I don't know. I got to think about it. Alright. So let's sorry, I'm looking at this photo. I know I wasn't gonna I said I wasn't gonna follow it completely, but we're gonna follow it a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. This paint doesn't hold, or this paintbrush doesn't hold as much paint. But I think we might end up doing some white on here and then painting this color over that, just to try to get it to pop a little bit brighter. This paint's not flowing all that great. If I didn't have so much in here, I would add just a little bit of water to it. Like this particular shade's not, a little thick for this brush, put it that way. Alright, so we've got that. Oh, actually it comes down more straight. Okay. I could grab a different brush to paint this in with, but I also feel like I already have the paint in this brush. So why not just go with it? Type of thing. And I'm probably gonna hit this with another coat here. Anyhow. Alright. So there's one side. Let's see if I can kinda try to duplicate this on the other. Don't know if I can. All of the loud rumbly cars are going by today. Well, it seems like any more. Everybody's car is loud and rumbly, loud and rumbly. It's like the only time there aren't loud cars is like after, what, midnight sometimes? Alright. Yeah, I'm in frame. Okay. Suddenly I wasn't sure. Because I've sort of got my reference photo covering one of my programs here. So apologies if we drift off. Alright. I'm going to fill this in. So you can see how it's a little bit streaky on the other side that has dried, or is just about dry. So we're going to give that a second. Oh, I cannot paint symmetrically. It's a tough word to say. Save my life. Alright, so since this is going to be a minute, let me clean out this. Just for a second. Alright, and I do have another brush that I can probably come back in and paint over that with. It is chilly in here, you guys. I am freezing. Alright, well that is drying real quick. Give me 1 second. I need to grab my long sleeve shirt. Because it's cold. And I can't have the space heater on right now because that's the plug that my lamp is plugged into. So, give me 1 sec.
What's the matter?
I'm freezing.
Oh.
I was putting on a shirt. Well, a longer sleeved shirt. I'll probably have the sleeves pushed up in a minute. So I'll probably be like, ah, they're in my way. Tell you, I miss those 70 degrees that we had last week. It shouldn't be 70 degrees this time of year, but I miss it. I am cold. It was a feels like of 25 last night. Big change from last week. So it's 41 right now, but holy hell. I'm cold. Alright. So let's grab our paint again. I'm not sure if this brush is going to work for us. We'll see. Oh, you know what? you've got a little arm guy sticking out. And I feel like you got a couple. Let me try to separate you from the pack here. Got one of them. Come here. Sorry, buddy. I didn't want to do that, but you were going to be a problem for me. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's a little bit better. Had to give him a little bit of a haircut. I didn't wanna. Part of me dies every time I have to clip a hair off the edge of a paintbrush. Even if it's like a 15-year-old paintbrush, I'm like, oh god. I'm sorry, buddy. This hurts me way more than it's gonna hurt you, trust me. And then I'll see people are like, just clip it off. And I'm like, blasphemy! What did your brush do to deserve that? They're like, just clip it off. They're like so nonchalant about it. Like, they don't even hesitate to pick up a pair of scissors. I'm like, do you know how expensive that brush was? That brush was $2. Oh my goodness. Oh, it kills me. $2 is a lot of money, yo. It's not, granted, it's not the expensive brushes, but some of those brushes can be pretty damn pricey. Especially the natural hair brushes for watercolors. Oh, that's some big money right there. When you get into the territory of like $20 a paintbrush, that's what I sat behind me. I went to put my shirt, not really a shirt, it's more like an overshirt, a long sleeve overshirt. I wanted to put it on. I had my paint towel sitting on my neck, like over my shoulder, and I threw it on the bed, and then I put the shirt back on. Yeah, see, I ended up rolling up my sleeves anyway, but at least the rest of me is not like completely freezing. I sat my towel down, I couldn't find it, and I kept looking at the bed. I'm like, didn't I set something here? It's okay. I lost my cup yesterday that I was drinking out of, and I'm like, where the fuck's my cup? Couldn't find it, couldn't find it, couldn't find it. I'm like, how the hell did I lose a cup? Walked the entire house. Saw it sitting in the sink. I'm like, oh, that's how you lose a cup. When you put it in the sink, when you're not paying attention. Alright, so this is gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. Sure, let's make a mosaic tile out of a butterfly that's, you know, not like it's gonna have lines running through its wings naturally. No. Good job. That's okay. We're gonna ignore the wing lines for now. We're gonna be putting some stuff in here. Like, it's totally not out of the realm of possibilities for some brushes to be like 20 bucks a piece. I saw one brush that had like 4 hairs to it that was like $10, and I was like, what the fuck? There's nothing there. It should be like 50 cents. We're obviously not paying per hair. Obviously. Have a little dot guy here. Little dot guy there. Okay, now I'm gonna try to do this. I don't know how well it's gonna work. I might just do this and then come back in and do that smudge of black on top of it. Now I know this is pink, bear with me. We're gonna put some white down. And then we're gonna come back in with that color. And paint that in there. Alright, so coming off of that. I know it doesn't look like much at the moment, but there is a lot of black on this guy. Alright, and then we've got another one. Wait, which? The one under it, okay. Alright. So now I'm putting the white down in a couple of these sections because we want the pink to be a little bit brighter compared to the middle pink. That's probably a little bit off of where it is in the photo, but like I said, we're not gonna be following that too close from here on out. gonna try, but it's probably not gonna be dead on. In fact, I think we like missed something terribly in here. So that's okay. Because at this point we're just gonna kind of be like, something like this, because yeah, I totally put something in the wrong spot. I misjudged where I was, so that's okay. Alright. It happens. But we're just gonna go with it. Alright, so that section needs to dry before we can come back in with the other paint. Alright, now in this section, trying to get my bearings here. Where do we want to? Alright, let's go with something like that. Okay. So I don't want to totally lose my edge there, but I am on a mission here. We might go a little bit longer today. I really want to try to finish this. I did have a snack before I got started. It's part of why it was a little late. Okay, so there's that row, and then there's a little bit of like a, not really like a whale tail, but kind of looks like a whale tail. I'm not gonna manage to replicate that though. Okay, this is actually kind of all attached. No, get. No, no. Where did you even come from? Get out of there. Stupid fuzz. Okay. put a little wavy guy in here on the edge. Okay, so while we're giving that a chance to set up, we're gonna try to figure out the other side. I doubt we'll be able to match it, but we can try. So put one there. And one there. All right. So this will probably not be anywhere near symmetrical. We can try. I'm really good at pulling it off on one side, and then the other side it just kind of goes to fucking hell. So, let's see. Kind of like this weird rainbowy shape happening in here. Okay. So then we've got another little guy in here. So at this point I'm just trying to kind of match the other side. I know the white's streaky, it's kind of like that on purpose. Because there's another color going over top of it. The white that's staying, like this white is staying. So I'll clean that one up a little bit, but the rest of this, okay. This guy's like everything's a lot closer over here. Oh well. Alright, that in there. Put that in there. Hey, Mrs. Rock Girl, how are you? How is everything in Mrs. Rockaroo land? Hope all is well. Alright, so we're just gonna fill this in. So we've kind of moved away from trying to follow the photo exactly. And we're gonna work on kind of making this our own now. Alright. And then go like that. Alright. And we'll get this painted in there. Alright, yeah, so hopefully everybody had a good weekend. The weekends that there aren't podcasts are always kind of weird for me because my Saturdays usually involve the podcast. I'm either on the podcast or I'm modding during the show, or at the very least I'm doing stuff on the back end for Lita after the show, getting blogs posted and videos scheduled and tweets scheduled and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird when I actually have a weekend where I don't have to do it. But it worked out in my favor this week, especially because we had some really shitty weather like 2 days in a row, and I wasn't able to get much done in the way of leveling challengers this week. So I was like, oh god, I'm so behind. So while I didn't get to work on pin prototypes yesterday, I did get challengers caught up. I only have one more to go, so I'm not quite so behind. I did stay up later than I wanted to get the monk ready. She's made it almost made it through her first level out in Bastion. She's got a bar to go. We'll see what happens with that, because I don't think she can handle the mobs that do the gore stuff, so I'm still concerned. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna try it, so I'm gonna have to find some other mobs that she can mess about with. I probably won't have to worry about that though for another I don't know. Another couple of levels. But it is something I am definitely thinking about. So that white underneath does give us a bit of a brighter feel. But I am thinking we may need to mix a bit of white into this, because it kind of did what I wanted it to, but not enough. Like, I feel like that could actually be a bit brighter. So gonna take a good chunk of the pink, so like 3 chunks of pink to like 1 chunk of white. Yeah, that's probably good, but we need to have a bit more of it. So this might be a little tough to get mixed right. Let me grab a little bit more pink. That's a little light, I think. One more scoop of dark. I don't want it like neon-y bright here. Because that's not gonna do at all. Alright, let's see how this color goes. It kind of looks like I just fucking made it identical. Like, our shading doesn't really... I think I might have darkened it too far. Alright. Might be a shade lighter. Let's try it. Let's see. I'm not gonna use that brush though. Let's use this one. Alright, let's see. That might work. I didn't want to put it on that one because that one's still a little wet. Alright, so that will probably still need a second coat. But I think that color will probably work out a bit better. Did you find out what type of butterflies? No, I couldn't figure it out. I looked and looked and looked. I found another, like I found a different, like I tried to Google like pink and black butterfly. And it took me to some websites, but I couldn't find that butterfly on that website. And I was like, okay. And then I had something I had to go do, and then I never came back to searching. But what searching I did do, I spent like a half an hour trolling through websites, and then I went through like Google Images, and then I was finding like clip art, and I'm like, no, this is not what I meant, Google. And then I found another image, but nobody had tagged it for what it was. I was like, okay. Looks like you painted a ladybug with different colors. Yeah, kinda, probably. But that's okay. Alright, so that white and those two whites are gonna stay white for right now. We'll see how much it bugs the crap out of me. If it bugs me too hard, then I'll just paint them pink and we'll do the grout lines in white. Because we don't have it completely matching the photo at this point. Vaguely similar, but I completely painted off my line there, but that's okay. I forgot. This one kind of has a wonky point on it once you start using it. When it's dry, it looks like a normal point, but once you get paint in it, the point on this one kind of curls. And it makes it a little bit more frustrating to get the crisp edges at times. As I'm just switching through like every tiny brush I have. We may have to come back and clean up that edge with a little bit of black. I really need to get some new detail brushes. For I don't have any. Maybe someday. They definitely make the small paintings a lot easier. Wow, we even added white to this color and it is still super transparent. So yeah, we're gonna have to do probably a second pass on that color. At least in some places. We will see. Like this one big section here still looks super streaky to me, so. Sorry, my paintbrush handle keeps tapping the mic. Because of how I was holding my hand. Alright. That's too much. Now this color might dry just a teeny bit darker. Not expecting it to dry too much darker, just a tiny bit. And that's okay. And then my hand friggin' twitches. Oh goodness. I hope I can get these tile lines in without completely ruining everything. I used to do these all the time. And now my hand is like, no. Those days are gone. I actually want to get some fabric paint. I need to get some black fabric paint. And my goodness, these cars. And I've seen people do it two different ways where they've made stained glass, faux stained glass. So I kind of want to do my own spin on it. But that's gonna be quite some time before I can do that. Because we have to get the materials from it. I can probably go to Dollar Tree. Probably be my cheapest option to get a frame. Maybe 2 frames in case I fuck one of them up. And I think some people have either used food coloring in glue, maybe, or just a couple of drops of acrylic paint into glue to try to get the shade right. And then the black paint for the leading. I've seen people mix like black paint into glue, and I'm like, guys, just buy the black puffy paint and save yourself some trouble. Alright, so I have a little line in there we're gonna have to touch up here with some black. Or that I want to touch up with some black. Okay. That was really hard because every time I tried to put the brush down, my hand was jerking back and forth. I'm like, oh no. It was subtly jerking, but I could feel it. I'm like, shit. Alright. I think we're still in frame there. You know, those white dots just don't... Oh, we're over here. Just don't look right. I mean, I know they're on our reference image. I get that. But because we don't have a whole lot of white on our butterfly now at this point, we'll either need to add more white, or I'll just be like, fuck it, make it pink, and then just use white as our grout lines. Because, you know, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I don't think gray or the tan is really gonna work. I think it's gonna look funny. I mean, we'll see when, oh, you hit level 60 today. Sorry, I missed that. Good job. Congrats. Sorry, I missed that part of the message. Yeah, I've got a ways to go before I max out on anybody new. I am pretty proud of how my flamingos came out. Even if they do look a little derpy on the eyeballs because the glitter got weird, but let me see. I'm really zoomed in, so I'm not sure. There we go. They're so sparkly. But now my entire work area looks like I sacrificed a unicorn. There's glitter everywhere. And I already cleaned it twice, so... I'm not sure how much more I can do. Like, I've got glitter in the work board. I mean, when I get to working with the clay, if there's any glitter stuck to the other side, it's probably going to pull it off, but then I'm going to have glitter in the clay. So I don't know if that's quite ideal either. Now, what was that priest? Was that just a regular priest that you were working on, or was it a challenger? Regular, discipline priest. Yeah, I've got to get back to that holy priest that I got to 50. She's just been kind of chilling. But I've had bigger fish to fry, so to speak, as far as challenge tunes are concerned. So we'll see what happens. I really should have just let her sit on the back burner and worked on someone else for a while. But I really am seeing that you know, if they've got 9.2 on PTR right now, we're probably getting close to the end of Shadowlands. I don't know what's coming after this, if we're getting another expansion or not. So I kind of am like, oh god, am I gonna get my goal done? I don't know. As it is, some of these guys might not hit max till probably midsummer. If we're still only doing this on Rusted, which I really don't want to do off Rusted. Actually, it might be next October. Because the lowest is 27. So that's what? Less, no. more than 25 weeks to go. It's 25 and 25 is 50. Yeah, more than 25 weeks to go on the lowest one, and that's if they don't die. Although if somebody dies at this point, probably safe to say that class isn't going to happen. With the time I've got left. In theory. Because, you know, I don't know when to expect the clock to run out. So I really do want to hit this goal at least one expansion. At least once. Alright, let's come back down here. Hit this with one more pass. Because that still looks a little thin, I think. At least in spots. Okay. Brush is getting a little clumpy. But I feel like we're almost done with this part. So I kind of don't want to have to rinse it just yet. But at the same time, we are a little bit caked up there. All right. I think I have to come back in and do some dots and stuff somewhere here. And figure out if we're going to add more white or not. I was originally toying with doing gold as the grout lines, but then I'm like, oh, that's gonna probably be a bit much. Probably. Let me see here. So I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna paint those pink. They just kind of, like in the photo they look fine, but for some reason on mine they just don't. They look out of place. And that's okay. You're allowed to deviate from your reference photos. No one ever said things had to be exact to a reference photo, unless you know it's part of a job you're doing, but for this, I have a piece of fuzz in my brush. I can see it against the dark background. Gotcha. No idea where that came from. Must have just floated through the air. All right. So let me clean up that. Okay, now the tricky part. I need. Yeah, we'll do it on this one. So I need some room to work here. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm not done with that. Yeah, don't put your finger in it. Okay. I forgot. We need to come back and do our blacky splotches. All right. Probably not gonna be the same size, because, you know, it's me. Alright, kind of have some black guys in here. Yeah, I probably should just use the stylus for this, but I think the stylus might still have glitter on it. Or glue or something on it from last night. Sorry, my chair is creaky. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. I don't think the parts that are creaking can be WD-40'd. So now we're just kind of going for it. So my hands are probably going to be extra shaky in this part. But that's okay. It can be a little wobbly in this part. So I know this isn't on the photo, but this is what we're gonna do. Just to kind of give this a bit more personality. On our side of things. Just to give it a bit more of a fun feel. So these shapes were a little different, so but we'll try to keep it somewhat. Try to keep it sort of similar. Alright, so three, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so it's a little bit tougher because this paint's a little bit thicker than I would normally do this line work with, but that's okay. Alright, so that's as busy as we're gonna go because we have some line work to do here. That was after you swapped to it at 50. Oh, okay, I missed the first part. Doing Threads of Fate got you to 32 renown before you hit level 60, which is nice. That was after I swapped to it at 55. Oh, nice. I know I haven't done any world quests whatsoever since I got my flying. I've just was like, nope, I'm done. No thanks. As I haven't, honestly, I just haven't had the time. I've got 1,500 other things I want to do and kind of need to work on, or want to work on. Alright, we need some clean water because the white paint will probably pick up this pink pigment because I'm working on a paint by number slowly, like 1 or 2 days a week as I have time. I want to work on those pin prototypes. I'm gonna be getting my new art toy here soon, next week. That's exciting. Cannot wait for that. It's picking up the... Alright, we'll just have to be careful, so I need to mix this down a little bit. I don't want it like super transparent. Like, I don't want it super washy, but it does need to flow. So we might have to, it's gonna take a minute to get this to the right consistency. I don't know, Russell said I should try to shrinky dink them. I don't know. I mean, I could try it with this new sealer I have. We could try prototypes on both. See which one is gonna look a little bit better. Sorry, I need a fair chunk of this, so. I'm a little nervous I'm gonna fuck this whole thing up, but I may have to zoom out when I'm done to get the full effect. This is not the brush that we're going to be doing this with. This is just the brush I'm using to mix this water in. Get a little bit more water. I've got a fair amount of this I've got to do. And I don't want to run out. If I run out, then the consistency is going to be different. Alright, let's try this. And we're going to see how this goes. Oh, hold on. Did I get you? I think I got you. Alright, let's see. Go that way. No, go that way. Alright, that kind of works. Kinda. Until I go way off the edge. This brush does a lot better with more liquefied paint. Oh, this chair? Hush, squeaky chair, hush. So I'm just kind of dipping it in. And then ever so gently tapping a little bit of it off. All right. So just gonna swap PC's beer back. No problem. No problem at all. All right. Okay, so I'm just working on the outside of the flower at the moment. Trying to keep my hand from wiggling a little too much, but there's gonna be a little bit of wiggle in there, unfortunately. And that's just the way that's gonna be. Although at this point we can probably drop our image there. All right. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of a pop. So I'm hoping we'll have the new banners soon. Husband's about halfway done them. All right. So there's that part so far. Sorry, sleeves getting in the way. Just kind of coming in with some more lines. Oh, I am way off. The screen here. Still off the screen. What the heck? I'm still partially off screen, but at least the part that we're working on is on screen at the moment. Meow. What's up, little? Where is you? She's meowing at Russell, who probably can't hear her because he has headphones on. She's probably looking for food. Because she's always looking for food.
You had food.
That doesn't mean someone else didn't eat it.
I literally just
And that was like an hour and a half ago. Got a lot of mouths to feed in this house. My...
It's okay, my.
So did she need food?
There was food there, but it wasn't deep enough to make her happy.
Well, she also likes to socialize with food. You have to like sit there and pet her for a minute so that the paramedic can purr. So now I'm just coming in and dropping in random kind of random lines, sort of, you know, just shapes that you'd think like chunks of tile would be. There might be some smaller ones, there might be some bigger ones. this is why I needed this paint quite so liquidy. So it would flow enough to do this part. I mean, it more or less looks like a spider web in the background, but and I haven't decided if we're doing the whole thing yet. Depends on how busy it looks when I get the outside edge done. Because I usually would do this on a much larger surface. Like, I think the last one I did like this was 16 by 20. So on this smaller piece, it might look a little much to do the whole thing. We'll see though. See when we get there. She's back.
What? What?
She might just want attention. Yes, but you didn't stay. You didn't pet me.
So you go under the thing, okay.
She might want to play. One of the boys might be in play mode right now. Figured you'd be tuckered out from last night, although I'm not sure how much you joined in, but I think you were chasing Cal for a while. Someone was chasing him and I never saw who it was. Unless Cal was just being Cal. Was that Momo? Did Momo just grr? I actually got a happy tail this morning. Well, this afternoon when I got up. I was so excited. It's not often I get happy tail on the regular. I usually get shaky scared puppy. But we managed to get him out of his bed for like 5 minutes. Not really, but maybe like a minute, so that I could quickly refold his blanket. We enticed him out with a piece of cheese. We're like, ooh, want some of this? Gotta come here. Because it was all balled up in like one solid chunk, and he was still trying to lay on it. It in no way looked comfortable at all. Alright, trying to make sure that I'm somewhat in frame here. We kind of are. Just barely. That line is a little faint. Clean him up just a little bit. Some of them are a little fainter than others, but that's okay. So I'm trying to at least have hard edges on here, well, as hard as I can with my shaky ass hand, but just to give it more of a tiled appearance. Now it's a little bit tougher in these smaller sections, but I know we had, you know, the rounded edge in here, but the edges coming out of it. I mean, it is possible to clip a sort of curved tile. They're not non-existent, so. But these outer edges wouldn't necessarily be like squiggly and shit, so. They would have a little bit more straight edges to them. For the most part. At least in my head they would. If you want them to be squiggly, well then let them be squiggly. Make them all of the squiggly. Oof, I might have to put pants on. It's getting cold in here. These shorts might not cut it too soon. Alright. My hand is bouncing up and down. Yeah, I think the curved tiles would be like special, so we would save those for the inside. I had a fuzz. It was hitchhiking on the edge of that. There you are. Oh, welcome back. Okay, we're just working on our route lines here. As my chair is squeaking away. All right. Okay. Oh, my hands. Stop shaking so much. Plunk. Oh, goodness. Alright. I just plunked down a large drop of paint. Okay. I am slightly rushing just a little bit because I'm freezing. I want my space heater back. Alright, it really shouldn't be that level of cold in here though. It's not like it's below freezing outside. That's what I don't understand. Alright. Oh, that was shaky. Wow. That one just meandered all over. My goodness. Okay, so maybe take that one to there. What time is it? 4:30. Okay. Well, we'll definitely get this one done. Today. And then we'll be free to start our new project next week. I'm getting my needle felt and stuff next weekend. So that's going to be exciting. And we'll be painting with wool. Be better if my paintbrush wasn't bouncing. But that's all me. It's not the paintbrush's fault. At all. I've actually been using this brush. Well, I just started using this brush on my paint by number. Because, oh boy, those numbers were a lot tinier than I was expecting them to be. Like, a lot tinier. But, the paint by number is so big, it will not fit on this desk. So I've had to set up a separate little folding table to work on that. And the way I have to set that up, the camera's gonna be extremely hard to set up with the stuff I have to work with, so I figure, well, I guess I'll just save that for me to do off stream, and I'll try to occasionally post a photo update on that on I can probably do it on Kofi and on Twitter. Okay. So we're not doing too bad here. So, in Minecraft, since I know we haven't been in there recently, I've still been doing demo. Still plugging away on that. Messed that line up a little bit. That tile got chipped. But, I was suddenly kind of concerned I wouldn't have enough demo done for us to start plotting out the road network when I get done the walls. So I started to dig out the main road, cross-sectioning the property between the gates. I completed it going in one direction across the property. I have since started going in the other direction. Not done that yet. Working on it though. Gonna take some time. And a lot of cobblestone. And I might, if I don't get much cobblestone through this demo, I might have to pop into the mine to get some. Because we're gonna have to smelt quite a lot to turn into our very many numerous stonemasons, stone cutters to get all of the quartz that we need. And I really need to start clipping a bit more sheep. Because, yeah, we're gonna need quite a lot of carpet too. Though I can't remember if I used whole blocks of wool in the center or if I used carpet pieces. The carpet pieces would stretch the supplies. Like how I started doing half blocks on the road with the quartz instead of full blocks. Because we can get a bit more out of it. I think. Peabot. Leave Zuzu alone. No. You're gonna get snapped at. Don't step on him. Zuzu's under the blankets. And he freaks out whenever one of the cats steps on him. When he's under the blankets and he starts whining and snapping at them. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be stepped on either. Poor guy's just trying to take a cozy nap. And it kills me because Peanut never lays on that side of the bed either. Any other time. So it feels like Peanut's just doing it to be a dick. Oh my goodness, it feels like it is colder in this room than it is outside. I swear. Either that or that temperature just fucking plummeted. Although I guess the sun's, well, it's not quite completely down yet. Where are we at? I'm on foot snub. We're still at 41. That doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like that's what the temperature is. It feels so much colder. What's the Weather Channel say? That was our local. Sometimes they don't say the same thing. Weather Channel says 40, so as I see something on the Weather Channel that says snow really isn't white and 8 other cool facts, and I'm like, oh, is it technically clear but it looks white because it's laying on top of itself? Now I'm gonna have to look that up when I get done. I didn't have time to click on the thingy on the Weather Channel's website. Not sure I made enough white paint here. I might have. Certainly hope I did. All right. Oh yes, we need a delicate touch. What do? I just plop the paintbrush right down on there. Bubble force. Because of course I did. I've been watching my new go-to now when I'm leveling a challenger is half listening, half watching to Time Team on YouTube, doing archaeological investigative digs throughout like England and Scotland, and I don't know if they've been to Ireland. They've talked about being in Wales. I don't know if Wales is separate from England. I apologize, I don't know my geography that well over there. But it's pretty interesting. looking at this, and I probably should have did the butterfly first. But I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to approach this. Whew, I'm frozen. Alright. Take that one across there. So this is why there was no chance of us finishing this last week unless we did a marathon run and tried to go until like 10 p.m. which wasn't gonna happen because I was starting. When am I not hungry? I did remember to eat something before we got started, because right when I was about to go live, I was like, you know what? My stomach's already about to start growling, so let me grab something super quick. So I grabbed a cheese stick. I was like, that'll do. That will 100% do. All right. Okay. Take that to there. And then this is just kind of random lines where you want them to be. I do know I have quite a few sections where it looks like they're all branching off of each other, and I'm okay with that. Oh wow, hang on. I need to clean my brush. The paint is starting to dry in it. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'm like, oh, is that stiff up there in that section? Maybe that section dried on the paint well. And then I was like, oh no, wait, that's my brush. Oops. Oops-a-doodles. I mean, it was holding together lovely. But at the same time, we really don't want the paint to dry in there. That would not be good at all. Don't want that. Crunchy paintbrushes aren't good on anyone's menu. That's for certain. All right. So we can, now that we're down in here, they're not quite as scrunched in this section with because like up in here we've got the antennas and everything, so can work a little bit more freely. All right. Ooh. Okay. So we got our turkey out of the freezer. Starting to thaw in the fridge. Excuse me. All right, so here's the schedule for this week. Wednesday, we're still doing Bloodthirsty. That's gonna be normal. Thursday, we'll do something. I won't know if it's gonna be Stardew Valley co-op with the husband or Minecraft until stream time, because it does depend on how the husband is feeling. And if he's feeling up to playing. If he's not, no big deal. We will move on to Minecraft that week, or that day. We have options. Friday is Christmas Eve. And I was originally gonna try to do a Planet Zoo stream, but I also have to cook dinner for people, so I really don't want to miss 2 stream days in a row. We'll play Friday by ear. It depends on what time I get up, to be perfectly honest. If I get up in time and we can pop in with a Planet Zoo stream for just a little bit, then we'll do that. If we do a stream on Friday, it is going to be a quicker stream, because I will have to be watching the clock to have a hard stop time. Since I do have to make dinner for other people aside from me and Russell, and they eat earlier than Russell and I do, so that's just the main thing with that. So I won't be able to go till 6. I would have to stop by like 4, I think, to get food into the oven. 4:30 at the absolute latest, so that will really depend on what's going on and how chaotic the day ends up being. And Saturday we won't be streaming at all because I have to get up early to get this beast into the oven because it is so big. So getting up at 10 is not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to probably get up by like 8 in order to get him into the oven by 9. We're probably gonna be having a later dinner Christmas Day. Because I'm not getting up at 7. I mean, I could probably stay up till 7 and then put it in, but I also have to watch it, so that's not gonna work too well. Especially considering I'm gonna need the husband to help me. So I don't throw my back out or drop the damn roasting pan. Alright. Get this stuff. Get these petals finished being lined in here. And then we'll be down to just the butterfly. And I'm not sure how I want to do the butterfly yet. I know I need to hurry up and make up my mind, but alright. That one there. I mean, I wonder if I had any crackle medium. I would have had to put that on before we got started, though. So kind of too late on that, but that would have been interesting to use under the butterfly. Although I don't know if it would have worked that well. We could have used it in selective spots, maybe. Because I don't think we could have done 2 coats and still had the medium show through properly. But I don't know if I even have any. I'm thinking I don't. Alright. So these lines finished up here on our flower. This is me painting quickly and then not painting quickly. Because when I start to paint quickly, everything goes to hell. There are a few sections in here that need just a little touch of help. Oh no, Fuzz, where did you come from? Get off of there. I've just noticed we're a little thin. Probably part of the more watered section of the paint. Because we did have to add a little. Why did I curve that? Do hard lines and then I curve it. Well, we have some curves in a couple spots, but I didn't want it to be all curved. But yeah, we had to mix a little bit of water in with the paint just to get it to be a little bit more flowy with this brush. Because that's a thing. And that can need to be done. Alright, so last petal, and then we have to figure out the butterfly. I think we are going to clean up our brush here. Before we jump into that. Alright. So, darling. Alright, I'm gonna drop my reference photo now because we don't really need that guy anymore. I mean, it's a lot of white. It's drying a little bit duller though than it looks on camera, which is fine. Okay, so let's carry our antenna all the way down. Let's get that placed in there. That's a little much there. Just a teeny bit. So we got that there. And have to get in our bottom section here. The paint is starting to dry. In my paint well here. That's not good. That could be a slightly bit of a small problem. There. Just a tiny bit. Right. Just kind of lining in the flower center. All right. And well, I'm just gonna round off those, because you know those could be special round segmenty tiles that I'm sure they're out there. They're probably a little bit more pricey. Okay. So there's like an amazing amount of detail on here, so we're not gonna I feel like let's start with this. And we'll work on lining the body. If I had a fine enough point on a paint pen, I would use that for this section, but I really don't. So we're just gonna have to kind of do this very carefully. This point tends to curl a bit too. All right. So let's see. I guess we'll outline that. And that. I'm just trying to think here. Hand? If I ever needed you to not be all jerky, it was right there. I'm just gonna take that straight to the edge of the butterfly. Because that's gonna be a lot to try to outline there. And I'm thinking my shaky ass hand is reaching its limit of not being extra shaky. So remember when you're like when you're lining something, don't stop just shy of the next set of lines. Connect them for this so that it looks right. Because if you have the gap, it's gonna look strange. Well, stranger than it might already. Make sure that that gets connected to that outer edge white line. This is why we watered this paint down a bit, so that we could get it to actually flow a bit. Come on, hand. I can see my hand like jittering. All right. So that one. Putting that in. I'm gonna leave the chunky spots, like our tile spots, like our spots. I'm gonna leave those be. All right. Mostly because I think it'll be a little, it's already getting pretty busy. So I think we'll just try not to make them too squiggly. and might leave those ones be. Alright, so we need to do on this side. Alright. Sorry, I had to get my bearings for a second. Think about what we were doing here. And we're almost done. I'm lifting up right before I get to the line, and I don't want to do that. Oh, I missed putting that in all together on that side, didn't I? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, kinda. Oh, well. Shit happens. Shit happens, I guess. Did you save my pizza?
Was that?
Did you save my pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you said you cleaned out the fridge,
No, your pizza's still in there.
I suddenly wasn't sure. We have to readjust the shelves in the fridge. We had to take one set out to get the turkey in, but I actually want to put them in there a different way. But I need to do dishes first, I think, so we can wash those shelves. Because they're a little icky. Just a wee bit. My mom's knocking. Russell.
Yes?
My mom's knocking.
Oh.
Alright. Put that in. This in.
Wendy's today.
Can you check my food?
I'm sorry. I can't help it that they can't get an order right. Hang on. She's on her thing, so.
Last time we got Wendy's, they messed up my order. Something terrible. And I really didn't get to eat it. I told Russell to eat it. Since I had something else, so it wasn't the end of the world. Alright. So we're just gonna finish putting in our lines here. Well, I mean, I really didn't feel like cooking anyway, but all I had was just oven stuff. I had a couple chicken strips left that I was gonna throw in the oven along with my leftover slice of pizza from last night. Alright, I think that's where we're gonna call it. I don't know. Should we put lines on the middle of the butterfly? I mean, maybe we should put some, because it does look strange with nothing there. Looks a little barren. So maybe we should. At least a few. We don't have to go too crazy. Does mean covering up my black lines that I had put in earlier, but that's okay. That's okay. We can be flexible with that. Alright. So, hand, please stop shaking. Making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Alright, we'll take that line from there. We'll run that straight down. Alright, we'll do those. Alright. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's just enough, so it does take on a bit of a tiled appearance. Alright, give me 1 second and I will reposition the camera here. So
Burger and nugs?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Can you get the 10-piece chicken?
Okay, do you want the 6 or the 10?
You said that they didn't.
They do have a 6. I think they were just confused.
Just the 10 and the plain burger. That way I can give 1 or 2 to the DOGs. Alright, so there we go. Oh, we didn't sign it. Oh my god, how did we not sign it? Where did my brush? Yeah, this is the brush. And we will sign. And we will do our little paw print there. Okay, now we're officially done. I will seal this later because that's all still too wet to, well, I mean, that's wet. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Like I said, we'll be meeting on Wednesday as normal, for Wow Wednesday. And then, you know, Thursday, we'll figure out what that's going to be right before we go live. It'll either be Stardew Valley or Minecraft. Friday's the question mark right now. I don't know if we're doing anything on Friday or not, but I will let you know. Make sure you follow on Twitter. What's wrong?
I think we'll hold the car. Like, I think that's where I left it.
Stop that.
Hi, PC.
Oh, he doesn't have any food.
Oh, hang on, buddy. Hang on, PC.
Hold on, bud. He's giving us the business. He's like, where's my dinner, damn it? Outside cat. That's not ours. That comes here to eat. I don't know. So yeah, make sure you follow on Twitter at NCBGN. I usually remember to post when I'm about to go live over there and give updates as to whether or not streams have been canceled or moved or what have you. There's the YouTube channel, which is also NCBGN. He is giving you all the business. I archive the live streams over on the YouTube channel. So if you would be so kind as to give that a subscribe, that is free to do so. That will help me out over there to try to get monetized there, because we need every last cent we can get over here lately. We also have the Kofi page for those that don't like to donate through Twitch. That is an option. The link is down there in the bottom corner, and I think there's also a link down below in the panel-y stuff there. I have a small archive of stuff I've done there, along with we have the Etsy store as well. Sorry, I lost my train of thought in the middle of talking. Lastly, we do have the Etsy store where you can pick up some arty things. And, yeah. So, you guys, thank you. I appreciate all of you. If I don't see you this week, have a good holiday. I do hope to see you again on Wednesday at the very least for Wild Challenges Wednesday. But if I don't, have a good holiday. Stay safe. Enjoy what remains of your weekend. And until next time, have a good one.